Welcome, my dear students. So, I hope you are doing well at your home. So, as we are discussing about several infection of some microbial strain and some ecological balance by the microorganisms and ecosystems. So now in this video lecture tutorial, we are going to start about the acid rain. All of you know that about the acid rain we have already started during our school days or in the undergraduate level. So now a little bit more few introduction and things about the acid rain as it is there in the syllabus of MBT 202. So first, what is the acid rain actually? Okay. So acid rain is rainfall that has been acidified. Okay, the rainwater is acidified. Rain is acidified by oxides and sulfur and nitrogen. Acid rain usually has a pH of less than 5.6, and it is formed when pollutants called oxides of sulfur and nitrogen contained in power plant smoke, factory smoke, and car exhaust react with the moisture in the atmosphere. Okay, and dry deposition such as soot and ash, slate, hail, snow, smoke, and low level of ozone are the forms of acid rain can take despite its name. So acid rain, we all know that it's due to the pollution, and it is more frequent near the chemicals factory. Those who are living nearby the chemical factories, they frequently have the acid rain. Now, what are the causes behind it? The causes actually by it can be happen many things due to the mainly environmental pollution. So you have to think about the what are the causes of environmental pollutions. Industrial emissions from the factories or power plants that burns the fuel such as natural gas, coal, and oil that emits the smoke that gives off the oxide and sulfur nitrogen is one cause. Okay, this is the main cause and primary cause of acid rain. Another cause is the vehicle that the cars and buses that burns the gasoline and diesel, and they also secrete, they also exhaust or emits the carbon monoxide and the oxides of sulfur and nitrogen. That is also a very difficult thing to for the acid rain. And the another thing is that is the home fires giving the of smoke that contains sulfur oxide. So those who are working at the village side, they cook there in the kitchen. They use the dry uh, dry plants or dry coal as a fuel in their household. So that is also they emit the oxides of sulfur and nitrogen will causes the acid rain. Some fairly minor causes are also there, are natural causes which are volcanoes, swamp, and rotting plants giving off sulfur dioxide. So these are natural causes we cannot actually control, but we can control the main primary secondary causes we can control. Okay, natural causes only account for 10% of the population causing acid rain. So see, here is the value. Only the 10% population, only 10% population, sorry, pollution causing the acid rain of due to the natural causes. But rest of the 90% pollution causes due to the industrial emissions, car emits, due to the burning of fuels and gasolines, all those things. Now, what is the effect? So you know that due to the acid rain, mainly the effect on the trees, the forest, mangrove ecosystem, and the deep forest initially. And you can see here the green leaves becomes the dry in the forest also. They loses the chlorophyll and the leaf fall occurs followed by reduction of photosynthesis and the glucose synthesis. Okay, and also in case of in the sea level, you can see the zooplankton or in the phytoplankton, they dies due to the acid rain. See here the fishes are died and on the beach. Okay, and acid rains are also very harmful for the daily in our household. Those who are living in the hilly region, they used to collect the rainwater for their daily uses and purposes. So acid rain, if it is the acid rain for their daily uses, it will harmful for their skins, and if they drink the water, so it will ultimately will have some bad effect in the digestive system. So these are the main effect and problems of acid rain. Okay, and now the area is actually already affected. Area already affected is throughout the world is already affected by the acid rain. But here in the picture you can see the northeastern section of the United States and the northeastern section of, so you can see in the northeastern section of the United States, and where the acid rain is caused by high numbers of factories and power plants is one of the affected area. And also in the same region, the southeastern section of Canada is also affected. The main cause of factories in the Toronto Hamilton area and possibly large number of automobiles companies. So in case of Europe, you can see the Central Europe, black triangle of the Lower Senelia and Poland, South Saxony, Germany, Bohemia, Czech Republic, and Sweden, Norway, Finland. The countries are also affected by the acid rain because they are the industrial country. So mainly the agricultural country where the agricultural activities are more than the industry, they have the less acid rain severity. But where in the country agriculture is less but the industrial activities are higher, there the pollution will be higher, and if the population is higher, the vehicle is higher, then the environmental pollutions will be higher and acid rain will be there. Okay, so one more main area that is affected is a part of Asia, especially India and China. Okay, so India is basically an agricultural country, but still, the population is the second highest population after the China. And China also agricultural and agricultural activities are very higher there, like India. But the population is higher. That's why for transportation, buses and cars are there. They are more on the road, which emits the oxides of sulfur, carbon, and nitrogen. So these are the effective elements for the acid rain. So now here is a little information about the history. How history of acid rain problem. Here is a little bit on the history of the acid rain problem. The problem of acid rain probably originated during the 1730s, almost 300 years back, at the height of the Industrial Revolution. It was discovered in the 1950s and started being noticed in 1960s. Since the 1960s, the problem has gotten worse in rural areas because the tall chimneys on factories allows the wind to transport pollutions far away from their sources. In 1984, it was reported that almost half of the trees in the famous Black Forest in Germany had been damaged by acid rain. So it was a very huge loss. Okay. In 1988, as part of the United Nations sponsored long range Transboundary Air Pollution Agreement, the USA and 24 other nations agreed to some rules limiting nitrogen oxide emissions to 1987 levels. Then again 1990 changes to the Clean Air Act set rules to cut down the release of sulfur dioxide from power plants down to 10 million tons by January 1, 2000. So you see, the first history was in the Germany Black Forest. So the Black Forest was totally destroyed by acid rain due to the higher chimney, okay, by the factories. So here you can see in the Taj Mahal also in India, the due to the acid rain, the colors are changing. The white color at the top of the color, you can see the white is slightly turns into brownish. Okay, and in the Czech Republic, many trees lost their leaves and result in acid rain. Taj Mahal in India, okay, and Marcus Aurelius have started deteriorating because of acid rain. In London, also 1952, very thick acid smoke killed 4,000 people. So also the acid rain, if the acid rain, the pH is less than 5, so it will be very hard acid. So directly people will die if it is touched to the skin. Okay. So what are the possible solutions to overcome this critical problem? There are many possible solutions to the acid rain problem. One of the fuels that burn more cleanly. Another solution is to burn coal more efficiently. Power plant and factory chimneys can be fitted with scrubbers that release 90 to 95% sulfur free smoke and also produces sludge from which gypsum and building material can be produced. Okay, this problem can be avoiding enforcing tight emission standard on vehicle, the gas and diesel. On the other hand, solution is fitting devices so a catalyst converter into a car exhaust pipe to minimize the amount of sulfur dioxide in the car exhaust. So these are the possibilities. So you can check it out, and by these practices we can reduce the acid rain. Okay, so what we can do, we can do things to help solve the acid rain problem. We can cut back on car use by walking, cycling, using public transit or carpooling. Okay, we can also help by turning off electrical devices not in use such as lights and computers, avoid burning fires, recycle the reuse as much as possible. Okay, so this is the all about the acid rain. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.